Hi, I'm Jane. I love to garden. Got my dogs out here with me. Beautiful weather. We're up in the 80s. So today I'm going to address a question I keep getting. How long do you water your winter sown jugs? So I have these containers that I like to bottom water. So I put water in the containers and then I put the winter sown jugs in those. But the question will be, got to get the for Cynthia in there. Dependent upon your climate. My climate is very dry, so I honestly leave them overnight in these containers, and then as I come out the next day, I rotate. I've also set sprinklers, but the sprinklers don't last very long, and I get a couple inches of water in a container when I do the sprinklers. So I've decided that I like the bottom water way better than even the sprinkler. So it is a little bit of work to move the containers around, but I'm out here working in my yard anyway. So let me show you this. So my Great Pyrenees thinks that the water is for her. Did you think that water's for you? So what I do is I just fill up. So this water's turning colors, but such is life. So I just fill up the bottom couple inches and then I rotate them. So this has been in here, I guess, several hours because I did leave it overnight. This one says, where's my tag? Yarrow. Potting soil done on 3-4 Colorado blend, botanical interest, and summer pastels in potting soil from Livingston Seeds. That's what all that says. I'm trying to get better at labeling because all my experiments, I want to see what works better. So anyway, all I do is I rotate this out, and then if I get the hose, I can fill it back up, the water back up to here. So these guys have been sitting in there a long time. So let's see what it's doing to that little seedling. So it did sit in there for a little bit, but you have to remember that we have no humidity here in Utah at all. Non-existent. Hey, Patchy. He wants to play ball so bad, but he hurt his leg, and I can't let him run after that ball. So, again, all I'm doing is I'm looking around. So let's see. Yes, I did soak these pretty good, didn't I? I hope this helps, you guys. I am low humidity. So then I take zero humidity. I'm in the desert. So then I take and I let it just kind of drain. And then we'll come back to this and then look at those seedlings in a minute, okay? So this one was done January 29th, Golden Giant Amaranth. We are May 3rd today. This is another one. This one's called Booth by Blonde Cucumber, done March 29th. This is one of the ones done with this top on it. Look how interesting. It looks very dry from in there, but if you put your hand in there, that section's not too dry. It is still kind of dry, so I might have to take and water through that because it's been sitting in this for a little bit. We've got a couple. That does not look like a cucumber. I wonder if that's a tree seed. Lovely. All right, that's a new experiment for me. We'll see what that does. Look at this one. So I am going to take up, it's kind of heavier doing this with my left hand. Oh. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, I just moved that into here. All right, let's see. So this, obviously, look how beautiful that is. Let's see if we can see it through the hole. Look how pretty those are. We've got at least 3 or 4 popped up here. Let's see if I can find the tag anywhere, or if I wrote on anywhere. Oh, I can't see the tag from the camera. I still can't find the tag, but it seems to be working pretty good. So we've got this clunch on top from the dollar store, and then I have tape in a really pretty pot. So they're not all going to be able to stay in this pot. Probably one can stay in that pot. But I don't see the tag, so I don't know what it is. But it looked a little dry on top, so I put it in the water. So here's another one, Costata Romanesco. I heard this one was really good, but I also used a different type of, this is just a reused toy plastic, but it's not very clear, so that one might not work for me. These ones were working pretty good. This does look a little dry, so we will switch it out. So I hope this helps for a Utah climate or a desert climate, because look at this. This is a reused pillowcase plastic. I meant a pillow plastic. Isn't that interesting? So these are Tigger melons. Can you see some of that? My tree keeps dropping all these stupid seeds. I don't want those. All right, let's see if, I'm just going to take it off for a minute. They're starting to come, and it looks dry. It is so dry. You guys see what I mean? We have the driest climate. So that's why I do this bottom water thing. And if you've been having a hard time, maybe this is what's going on. So bottom watering works really well in Utah. And if you're having a hard time not getting your winter sown containers to work, it's probably the water. You're probably frying them because we're so dry and we're so hot, which this winter has been so wet compared to us, but not compared to people that have any humidity at all. So will this work for high humidity zones? Not as long as I'm leaving it, but it might work for, you'll have to decide where you're at and what your weather is like on how long you can leave the jugs or your containers in the bottom water container. For me, we can leave them a long time. For others, I don't know. Just test it out. Okay, we're gonna go back to these seedlings. Golden giant amaranth. So they look a little worn for the wear. I promise you they're gonna bounce back. They are such hardy seedlings. I also like where I'm at. I'm under this giant tree, so it's pretty dappled shade over here where I'm working with these. And I don't have them in bright sun at this point now that we're getting up to 80s. But even if I did have them in bright sun, which I've done several years, I just keep them bottom watered. But they're harder to keep watered when they're in such bright sun during May and June. I hope some of those tips for watering in the desert, for watering your winter sowing in the desert, helps. And you will always see my dogs not barking, but barking too, digging. But I love those things. I love my dogs. Do you guys have animals that you just absolutely love, even though they're destructive and crazy? What about your children? All right, see you later. Bye. 2 days later, I wanted to show you what these golden giant amaranth look like. Let's get in there. So we might lose a few, but look how good they look. So I'm going to take a few minutes. We've got lots of wind today. It's cold. And look at the drainage. So we've got drainage on the side, but nothing down the middle. So if I put a hole down the middle, I think that will help this container better.